I'm here with Monica Huang. She is the Danone Academy Director, and it's really nice to have you here with us today, Monica.
Hello, Edison. Thanks for inviting me to join you.
It's great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Maybe we can get started, Monica, by tell us a little bit what you guys are doing at Danone. What is exactly your role, and what are you guys up for today?
Okay, so I'm from Danone. We are a food and drink company, French-based, but we operate globally. And my role in Danone is I'm the Danone Academy Director, which I work with mostly my community learning. We call it Danone Academy Learning, a community around the world, to actually manage the learning topic for the group. And we're very proud that learning has always been a very a welcoming topic in Danone. And we're really seeing me and my colleagues and also our extended Danone Academy community friends to be driving this topic for the people in Danone and for the business.
Thank you so much, Monica. That's great. Monica, I think our industry is under completely disruption, and in particular after the COVID, we are really transforming and turning upside down the whole learning industry. And from an international perspective, from somebody like you who has a broad international view of what's going on in the industry, what would be your thoughts in terms of what are the three main sort of key drivers of transformations for the learning industry in the future?
Okay, so I would say that probably I don't rank them by priority, but they are quite parallel to each other. So the first one is definitely digitalization, but personally, I would add more to this digitalization because digitalization itself is not the solution. But to push digitalization and put it together with other means of engaging people to learn is where the direction is. So digitalization is a means. All the platforms, all the tools and gadgets are a means for us to open the learning access more to our people, so that we equip them with the right knowledge and personalized experience. So this is for me the number one. Number two is by definition is learning from others. So it goes together with the learning philosophy. It's not losing itself even with the crisis. So learning with others. Because I give you an example. When we talk to our local teams in the country, what they shared with us is that in the past, when we were doing a WebEx training or digital e-learning training, it's not easy to gather people in the same video conference room. People usually have busy agenda, they drop out at the last moment. But when during the confinement, actually, people love to come to the virtual learning sessions for the sake of meeting other people, for the sake of being able to talk to their colleagues that they haven't seen for a long time. And then they cherish the opportunity. And this actually reinforces the idea of learning is a means that we bring people together. And by bringing people together, we get the sharing and we learn from each other and we progress together. So for me, this is number two.
That's a great point, yeah. And number three, tell me, I'm excited to hear that.
Number three is, this is something that we are starting in Danone, where we say learning, it's not officialized yet, but what we are driving is to say learning is no longer a privilege. Learning should be a right that everybody should have access to. Mm-hmm. So in Danone, we just launched what we call a future skills program. It's part of that ambition where learning has the fundamental strength and power to be able to help people for their employability, both internally and externally. And as a corporate function, as a corporate function, the corporate learning teams, we do see that we hold this responsibility of giving access to learning resources to people, no matter your level in the organization, no matter your location in the organization, because learning is as basic as a human right. And as an employer, that we have this obligation to provide people with. This is a little bit very Danone, which is very highly linked with our dual project, our social responsibilities. But this is where we see learning as a function really playing a pivotal role in the strategy of the business of the organization.
Perfect. That's really interesting. So I heard that you guys are really working with learning as a right, like making learning really accessible to everyone in the organization, and that you are also playing a lot on social learning. And because of social learning, because learning is to everyone, then you can facilitate the social learning internally, and obviously using digital as being sort of the tools that would allow that to happen, right? So
Yeah,
that's really exciting. Tell me a little bit more about the then, because you gave some great examples on the learning, on the social learning, learning from others, and also the the strength commitment that you guys have with learning for everyone. Can you tell me some examples now on the digital side? What sort of examples do you have on things that you guys are doing to make to accelerate this digital transformation of learning?
okay. So for Danone, we were joking internally within the team that we were lucky because we we didn't know the COVID is gonna come, but we actually we upgraded our digital learning platform in 2019, last year. So we launched a whole new learning platform, digital learning platform, in 2019. And looking at the numbers right now, and a lot of personal feedbacks from our colleagues from the field, they do see our new learning platform really as a key differentiator and a key driver of even in a lot of occasions. So it's very useful and very important in employee engagement because for example, as part of the COVID-19 corporate project, we have we call Stay Strong, Stay Healthy, our project, which is about making sure that people go through this crisis. And our internal digital learning platform becomes the center of putting all the knowledge and the learning journey and the different pieces together, is the to-go place for people on that topic. And looking at the numbers, our actually active user, meaning that people get on the platform and actually consume the learning content on the platform, almost doubled or even tripled in some areas and regions
Wow,
before, comparing the numbers before and after. So
that's
this
really
has
great.
been, yeah, we said that we were lucky because we didn't, we came with prepared platform, and we can maximize the use of this platform during this crisis.
Really cool, really interesting, and unbelievable numbers. That's really good. Tell me a little bit about. I really love that part when you're mentioning. I mean, there are two elements that you mentioned are really important: is the accessibility to everyone and make sure that everyone has the right to learn, and also this idea of social learning, both of which I think put the learner at the center, right? So, and that's a lot of cultural change, I think. I mean, what are sort of examples or sort of things you guys are doing to make learning to be part of the employee life within the nine?
Okay, so this has not been an easy journey because what we are trying to bring to the donors is that you are the champion of your development. So it's not your boss, it's not the company who should give you a ready booklet or passport to your future growth. What we try to teach or try to convey the knowledge is that every person is the pilot of his own development. But then the corporate or the company's job is to be able to create the context and open up accesses so that you will be able to go with the dream and the ambition that you have. So in Danone, our learning strategy is very seamlessly linked with our talent cycle. So in Danone, we have every year, we have a dedicated moment. We call it development conversation, which is happening every mid of the year, that all Danoners will have a time to sit down with the line manager to talk about development. So it's not about performance review. It's not about people review, but it's about development, about looking at what your dream is and looking at your strength and development areas and how the company and the team would be able to help you to go there. And at the end of each development conversation, it is asked that a personalized development plan to be put in place, inclusive of, for example, on-the-job training, including special projects or special specific topics that the person will be working on, including job rotations or your next career opportunities, and also a specific part on your learning plan. So what programs that you will need to go through and what are the expectations. So this is what in Danone we are really pushing to put learning and put the person as the middle of the development and learning as a supporting mechanism to support that personal development.
That's great. I mean, having those developmental conversations, I think it's a really huge step that you guys are doing. That's really cool. How did you prepare the managers? Because I assume the managers have a really important role to play there, right? During those conversations, how do you guys prepare them to those conversations to make sure that they are conveying the sort of cultural message that you really wanted to achieve?
So I would say, fortunately, in Danone, we really people development has always been a topic where we are all everyone, including the managers, all the managers know about. And actually, we say that the managers, they know that they do have a responsibility. It's not the HR job. So all the line managers know that they have a responsibility for their team. So yeah, there are different sessions HR teams organize, but what is very important is that we run it throughout the organization. So it's more about, if my boss does the development conversation with me in a certain way and I really feel benefiting from that, then the line manager can do it with their teams as well. So it's very important to make it as a systematic and across the organization activity. So the directors get their development conversation with their VPs, VPs get it with their SVPs. So it's cascading down that message, and that's how it works best.
Yeah, that's really passionate, I think, Monica. It's really key. And do you have any sort of measures to tackle that conversation? What sort of measures are you guys using to make sure that the culture of learning is booming internally?
So Danone, we are not a KPI-driven company. We are not, but we what we do is that we make the context and we make the conditions ready. So the systems are set up to support this. HR teams all know about this, and then which is very important, is I think we debate it a lot, and even there are some debates right now as well, that we separate development conversation with performance reviews. So people know that it is not a performance review. It's not about your job currently. It's about you yourself. So this is quite a, I would say, a disruptive move a few years ago when this topic has been put on the table. But it has, we took also some years to make it into part of the people development cycle. So now it's quite natural, and everyone knows that every year I need to go through this.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was really interesting, Monica. Thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate having this conversation with you in the Future of Learning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.